the Nissan Z-Class. So I'm not the biggest JDM collector. I mostly do European stuff, sports cars, supercars, mostly German, like Porsches and some East German stuff, VWs, all that. But for I do still collect a lot of Japanese and American models. And out of the Japanese models, one car that really caught my eye is a Nissan Z car. Z Class, Fairlady, Datsun, Nissan. Like they got 500 different names wherever they come from. And mostly through chance, I've acquired 3 different Z car models from 3 different manufacturers. So one is from Hot Wheels Team Transport, Car Culture Team Transport, a premium. This is another premium from Matchbox. This is the super fast, and this is the M2 Machines model. So this also counts as a premium. I know these 3 cars are not exactly the same, but I just think it's interesting to see what models, what these specific manufacturers have done with the models, and just compare, see which one has it best. As you can see, first of all, they come in different sizes. I'm not the biggest stickler for scale, but 164 definitely will get a plus for me. And that's the problem. That's the difference between M2 and Matchbox and Hot Wheels. Is companies like M2, they only do premium models, same as like Greenlight. So they can just do a actual 164 casting, while Matchbox and Hot Wheels just upgraded their basic cars being usually various sizes designed to fit in a blister. So scale wise, definitely I think M2 takes the cake. And now let's take a look at the cars themselves. One thing is that Hot Wheels and M2 both have metal bodies and metal bases. The Matchbox version has metal body and a plastic base. This is the same for Matchbox Premiums, but all of them have rubber tires. Although the M2 rubber tires don't roll really well, and this is one of the parts that companies like Matchbox and Hot Wheels, precisely because they are mostly designed to be toys, their rolling features, it's hard to find premium cars that roll as well as Hot Wheels and Matchbox Premiums. That's just an observation I've found. I think Mini GT as well as Greenlight come pretty close, but still nowhere as smooth. M2 Machines, you can just hear that, right? That's because the the rubber tires you see here, it's actually, there's a little protrusion, so it's not even perfectly round. Same here as well. I don't know what they did wrong or what Hot Wheels and Matchbox are doing right, but very few companies can actually do the rubber tires like this. From the models I have, Johnny Lightning also has the same problem. Oh, and Autoworld does the rolling features pretty well as well, but again, not as good as these 2. So just something interesting to look at. And then next up we go to opening features. For the M2 machines, a lot of them have opening features, and it's usually, for the vast majority of times, it is usually the hood. And this one is a little, I almost always struggle with trying to get this to open. Oh wow, you're kidding me. Sorry, this will actually take some time. So this doesn't usually happen to me. I don't know why it's doing this now. But so you can see M2 machine is definitely very okay, fine. God, I actually didn't successfully get the note in it, but I just pressed against this part until it opened up, and now it's not doing it anymore. Oh, why did I have to go back and demonstrate? But anyway, yeah, M2 finally has an opening hood. You can see the intricate detail printing inside. You see the red. It's not just this one big part either. You see the, I would presume, wires and stuff going in. So I think that's really great. Similarly, but also very differently, Matchbox have opening features as well. Not all of their premium super fast models have opening features. Some of them do. and this one does. See the opening doors. It's actually a little hard to get them out, and every time I open them, I always fear like I'm gonna break something. But they open very nicely. From some of the videos I've seen, apparently this is older Matchbox vehicles open much better and open actually much wider than this. But still, I think this is really cool. Yeah, and they make a very satisfying click when you close them. Yeah, I can never not appreciate an opening feature. And for Hot Wheels, this is just standard, nothing really that interesting. They all have interiors. The Hot Wheels one is going to be hard to see, but it's there. Matchbox obviously has interiors, and it's going to be easily, you can see it very easily when you open up. And so the Matchbox one has a left-hand drive. The Hot Wheels version has a right-hand drive. M2 I think probably has the best details out of all three, not surprisingly I would say, and it's another right-hand drive. As far as details go, all of them have details on all 5 sides. Is this the Matchbox? Well, actually not all 5 sides I guess, because the M2 model doesn't have anything on the top except for this badge right here. And for the Hot Wheels model, and the Hot Wheels specifically is based on an actual racing car, which I think is really cool. None of them, interestingly enough, none of them have front light details. All of them have backlight details, but not front. I think it's the most noticeable on the Matchbox model because it does have this red paint. Hot Wheels one, you see like kind of the silhouette outside lining out the light, but it doesn't have any temple. But with white, it's not as noticeable. And although M2 doesn't have any prints here, I think it's the best because with this plastic insert piece showing, it looks really, really good. And especially depending on your lighting conditions, it shows up as most realistic and most good looking. Let's see, what else can I say? I guess price will be an issue as well. Obviously this one is from a team transport set, which usually will go for $12. But usually, from my personal experience in stores, single Hot Wheels premium cars usually go for $7. And I'm pretty sure the Nissan Fairlady Z has been a car culture model, and there also has been the custom Datsun 240, the Fugu Z. Matchbox, I think I got this one for less than $3 online, and this one was also pretty cheap, like $5 or so. So I think, I hate to say this because I love Hot Wheels, especially their basic lines, and car culture is also incredible, but I feel like Hot Wheels is a little overpriced for what it is, and I think a lot of it just comes from brand recognition and brand loyalty when companies like M2. Oh, and you can also notice it actually has side lights, side mirrors. I mean, none of these other ones have, although I'm not sure whether this racing one would have side mirrors anyways, so don't quote me on that. Like the M2 models are just so much more detailed. It doesn't roll as well, that's for sure. That's definitely one part that the Matchbox and Hot Wheels version have an advantage. So I would say the M2 one is the best out of these three, all things considered. And honestly, I think it's almost like a tie between the Hot Wheels and the Matchbox. The Hot Wheels one is based on a real racing livery, which I think it's super cool. But and it also has a metal base, which again is not a huge deal, but it just feels heavier, chunkier, and just feels better than something that's lighter, in my opinion. But on the other hand, the Matchbox version is a lot cheaper. From my experience, at least, it's less than half the price of a premium Hot Wheels, and it also has opening features. So I think it's really hard for me to decide between these two. I probably prefer this one more because of the realistic details, but as far as production values go, I say they're probably pretty much equal ground for me. So that's all I have for a three-way manufacturer comparison. I hope it's you find it interesting. Again, I understand these three are not supposed to be the same car, they're not supposed to look exactly the same. But I think being from the same series of cars from the same real life manufacturer, I think it'll be interesting to look at these three. And I think just the chance for me to appreciate some of the lesser known true 164 die-cast manufacturers. I think the M2 one is really a jam. So that's all, and thank you for watching.